Practical Faith listeners, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. It's Devotional Thursday and I am so excited. Go read Exodus chapter 21, 22, 23 and 24 till about verse 19. 23 till verse 19. And then I started looking. The first thing it says in chapter 21, which these are the laws set before them. These are the laws that you must set before them, Moses. God's talking to Moses to tell the Israelites, these are the laws. I'm like, but why the law? We always go into the whole thing, but Old Testament and laws. But why are the laws there? Let's take it further. Why do we have laws now? Why do we have traffic laws? Why do we have laws against people who want to commit a crime? It's to create order. Is to create a society, because wherever there's no laws, wherever people are just free to do whatever they want, it turns out chaotic. It actually becomes a lawless place. It becomes a place where people do what they want, and it becomes so crazy that, it works against the people. Have you noticed when you start looking at places where the law isn't applied? Those are normally the places that struggle the most. Now, this is what's interesting. Is that the laws came in. I'm busy looking, why do we have traffic laws? Now I'm busy thinking to myself, okay, let's just start. We got to drive 60. There are certain laws that I don't agree with, but they're there for a reason. They're there to actually protect us. Drinking and driving, let's be honest. People say, but there's only 1 or 2 drinks. If you're over the limit, it can affect your judgment. You know what? Also, I'm not sure if this is in the traffic law, but if you're very tired, don't drive. Why? Because that affects your judgment. We know this stuff. And the only reason why it's there is to protect us. It's to benefit us so that nothing happens, so there's no accident. And God gives, the Israelites the law. He gives Moses the law and says, tell this to my nation. And there's 3 reasons why he does this. The first reason is to protect them as a nation. He gives them the law and says, I am here to protect you. I'm giving you this so that you guys can be protected and do what's fair and what's right. The second thing is to organize them. If you know what is happening in the world, wherever there's no laws, there's never organization. It's always, everything's in disarray, everything is chaotic and nothing works. Why? Because no one is held accountable. There's no, to every, I think it was Isaac Newton who said that to every action there's a reaction. Now we got to take that up and say, okay, but these laws are here for a reason. These laws are to protect me. These laws are to benefit me. Yes, it might not always be nice. It might be at times difficult to follow. We might not, we might find it stupid. Some laws I find stupid. I'm not talking of the Bible. I'm talking of what's in our country at the moment. Like some of the traffic laws, I find ridiculous. But then I realize, okay, but why? These are people who came out over time and said, this is what's best. This is what will keep you safe. This is what will benefit you. This is what's going to protect you. The third reason I have, the first one was to protect the nation, then to organize the nation. And then the third one, the most important one, to focus the nation's attention on the Lord. He goes back and he says, don't worship other gods. Don't be like the nations around you. Don't fall into that trap. Stay on the lane as there to protect you. How many times we've said that? It's the same as teenagers. I was busy thinking of my teenagers. How many times my parents say, don't do this, don't do that. And I thought, but they just, trying to spoil the party. They're just trying to not me having a good time. Now I look back in a very different light. I'm like, okay, but actually they were there to protect me. Actually, they were there to get my life organized, to get me on the right road, so I can be making the right decisions. Because when I was going about partying and doing all these things, I was making terrible decisions. I wasn't organized. Everything was just about, the next weekend, how much more fun we're going to have. And there was no structure. There was no organization. We need structure. We need organization. That's why God gives them the laws. Remember, they came out of being, slaves. They were never a free nation for, 400 years. For how many years? They were never a free nation. They were slaves. They were looked down upon. The most interesting thing, if you go look at the heading in the NIV, the heading is, the first laws you start off with is the Hebrew servants, the Hebrew slaves. He doesn't start with any other thing. When he tells Moses, he starts off with the Hebrew slaves. And verse 2 says, if you buy a servant or a Hebrew servant, he is to serve you for 6 years. Now, the whole point is, the first thing he says, you guys came out of the situation. But I want to protect you. I want to organize you so you can thrive, so you can do well. That's why I'm putting these laws here. That's why I'm putting this here, to organize you. And most importantly, turn your focus and attention to me. And I just want you to take it and look at it, read it, and say, Lord, what are you trying to teach me? What organization are you trying to bring into my life? How are you trying to benefit and protect me? And this is what I want you to take for today's devotional. Blessings, guys.